Okay, so we should be live again. I'm just moving the camera a bit just to get a better position. Now, glasses on. The next one we're going to do is going to be a meander, but we're going to use straightish lines. So we're going to go like this. Okay, so there's, as long as you are doing a straight line, you can cross over any one of these any which way you like. Okay, and they don't have to be straight, they just have to be sort of parallel or horizontal or vertical. Okay, so that's the next one we're going to do. So we're going to fill up an area. And we might do one here. So, well, it's a fairly largish sort of thing, but I'm just trying to get myself a little bit of space. Just roll that up a bit and pin it down so it doesn't get in the way too much. That should be all right. Pin it down. I've got these big pearl pins. They're huge. And I use them on the long arm, and they are brilliant for pinning down anything heavy, so they don't fight with you as much. Ouchies, that one got me. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bit of a line here and give myself an area, and I'm going to create my second line because I'm doing two lines on each section. So I'll just do that right now. I'm going to go in the middle. Looks like my thread's come undone. Has. So I will put my foot down, stop the thread from being pulled, and rethread. That must have come out when I took it off last. There we go. Okay, my fat fingers in under there. Just trim that off there. Okay, so rings in the way. That up over there. I like my thread up over here, so when I put my foot down, my needle down I should say, if you watch it, it disappears into the back. Because this is not an art piece that's going into a show or anything, it's not going to really matter. It'll end up being a bag front or something like that, so it'll be something decorative. So a reasonably straight line. Like I say, it doesn't have to be perfect. I love this not so perfect thing, and I don't unpick, so you have to be happy with it. I'll make the second one now. So when I come to do the next bit, it won't, it'll already be done, I should say. I'm just going to swing it around and go back up to the top here and do that section over there. I do have to fold that up a bit so you can get past the leg of the stand. Oops, a bit wobbly. Alright, so I'll stop there and I'll just swing it around again. It doesn't matter if it's wobbly, it's out in the side bit. It's going to get cut off. Alright, so I'm just moving it over just so that it's level with that little red line on my foot. That gives me my 1/4 inch. And 3 or 4 times will do it. You can go 5 or 6 if you want to. There we go, they're done. Now, the next bit is to quilt that area that I've just sectioned off. So I'm going to start and work my way sort of across and into there and back up again. It's going to be a little bit wobbly. The stitches are a little bit faster than what I was just doing. And you go pause, you pause, move, pause, move, pause, move. If you don't pause, you'll end up with a curved square. So if you pause, you get a straight, you get a point. pause and move across, pause, in, pause, out, pause, pause, pause. So that's how you create the point of a square, well, a shape. It doesn't have to be square, it just has to be a shape. As random as it is still stitched, it's still quilted. It's great. This is a fantastic filler when you do it larger or quilting design for a boy's quilt. It really, really is. Especially if you've got like a variegated thread or something like that and a black or a dark blue background. It's really, really, really good for a boy's quilt. And it's just that little pause in between. I've got to keep them fairly small because everything else is reasonably small. And I'm just pause, move, pause, move, pause, move, pause, move. If I don't pause, I end up with rounded edges. Okay, any questions? And they can cross over, which is brilliant, so you don't have to be anally retentive like you do in a stipple. You just go down, move across, come over, make them different sizes, back and forth, any direction you like. You can travel down beside things, come in, make your little squares up. Like I say, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. You just want them finished. And that is a really, really good one for those who are struggling with a stipple, but can do a straight line. You know, some people can do straight lines a heck of a lot easier and better. Me, I don't really do straight, as you've noticed. My lines are not really straight, so I'm better off doing a swirl or a curve or something like that. It tends to work better for me, and you can see that my lines aren't particularly straight, but like I say, it's finished, it's quilted, you've learnt a new design, and you get to do some different techniques, which is brilliant. That's what you want. I can't wait till AQC and all the other shows come. I'm really hoping that I can get there with statewide, because I know I've got to go to America as well. I'm really hoping that I can do both this year. I did last year, so I'm really hoping that I can do it again, because and Craft Alive, because I demonstrate this. I demonstrate it on a sit-down long arm, or stand-up long arm I should say, or a mid-arm, but you can do this on any pattern, on any machine. It doesn't have to be a long arm. As you can see, I'm on my old Rattler. Well, I say old, she's 5 or 6 years old, and she's done an awful lot of work. So they're just random shapes, and they literally just fill up the area that you need to fill up. You just got to watch you don't leave any major gaps that will be obvious. If you do, you can go back and just put a straight line through it, and that just breaks up that gap. So the idea is to just fill up that area the best you can. and then you've got another section quilted. Might not be perfect, but it's quilted. And if I find if anything looks too, I don't know, neat, I tend to break it up with a line in between as well. So the idea is to have it look like just geometric sort of shapes, nothing specific, just something different. You can do it with triangles, you can do it with anything you like. The squares seem to work, or the straight lines seem to work. Doesn't work as well with circles, but it's a really, really good meandering one. Just try not to be too perfect. I purposely make my lines a little bit crooked. They just sort of come off at a bit of an angle and makes the squares or the boxes a little bit different in shape, which is always interesting. And then if you ever do go off a little bit skewy, it doesn't look like you've made a mistake. It just all looks like it's a part of the same deal, you know what I mean? So what is that foot called, please? Found one in the base of my new machine. So this is your free motion foot. It's a darning foot. It's this is how you do your free motion. So you can't really do this with your walking foot or anything, because you need to be able to freely move the fabric underneath the needle, hence the free motion side of it. It's the one I use all the time when it comes to free motion quilting, although the one I do like to use is on my other machine. Same sort of thing, but it's an open toe foot, and it tends to not bounce as much as this one. This is like a pogo stick type effect. They need to, with your machine, you'd use what's relevant for your machine. You don't just sort of go out and buy any old foot. You make sure that they're all relevant to the machine you've bought, otherwise you just won't sew properly. It'll carry on and miss stitches and do all sorts of things. So you can see that I'm pausing in between each straight line, reasonably straight line, and that's how I'm getting the points of my squares, even if they're not square, they've got points. And because I'm making this sort of smallish, I need to keep my gaps in between one square and the next fairly small. When you're doing it in a bigger area, like a bigger design, you can have big wide open spaces in between them, which means that you end up covering your quilt a lot quicker and more efficiently. See, I'm just working my way down into here, this tiny little bit in here, and just creating my little looks like it's too open, we'll get a line put between it and the last line. But I don't want it to look like a crosshatch either, so that's the trick there, not to make it look like a crosshatch and not to make it look like a complete mess. Going to go around that flower head just to stitch it down a little bit more around the edge of it so that it poofs out the way it should. So you can see how pushing all this background pushing it down actually makes that the flowers come forward, and that's what that heavy stitching does. So any kind of applique, you want it to really stand out, and you need to stitch a lot around them. And that can be anything from a stipple to circles to something like this. Depending on whether the quilt's for who it's for and what it's for, you know. But and when you do those really minute little stitches, like with the micro stippling, you can't see those little mistakes. You can't see that you've crossed over. You can't see anything like that. So you can get it done. Although it's slower to do it micro because it, you know, more stitching done, it takes time. There's no looking at it going, oh, you know, I can see I've crossed over here or anything, because you can't possibly see it, and if you can't see it, no one else will, that's for sure. And it's the same with this one. There's no right and wrong with this. This is however I want it to be. It doesn't have to be specifically any shape or design. It's what I want it to be. You see it's starting to pinch a little bit there, so I just feed it in, stitch it down, so it has no other option but to sit flat. And to get my points, you can see I'm just pausing in between each line. And if I want to come all the way over here, all I have to do is a straight line. I don't have to cut off and re-sew and all, it just doesn't need to be done, because you can't see that I just went all the way up there. So that's that area done. So as much as it does take a little bit of time, it is quick. Okay, so I'm on to the next section. We're almost there. We're not far off it. And the next section gets a little bit harder around the bottom and corners of these things. So I'm just going to roll it over again and give it a good pin down. Hopefully I don't stab myself again. And that one there. Up there. Oh, come on. This one, your normal pin in there. Alright, so I'm just, ouchies, I just got me, didn't it? Oh, that's definitely in the wrong spot. We'll try again. Alright, try there, and I'll kick it back into the fabric. There we go. Alright, so let's move it over here and find our area that we want to go and stitch in. Oops, daisy, a bit hard to grab onto. Because that's a big area there. I can either make it smaller or I can use that. So if I'm going to make it smaller, I want to sort of avoid coming to a point here. I can come into on an angle, or you know, come over here and come on an angle that way, and come into either the side or this side of the actual petal. So I'm going to just move it across and do that, and come across here. Oops, a daisy, bit of a wobble. Come across here, this is a random spot. I'll do a couple of rows. So I have to say, I just looked at the analytics of my business page, my website, and I've had a huge influx. So this Craft Alive event has really up the ante on the visits to my website, which has been lovely, and it really exposed what I do. You know, I mean, I had lots of plans to do lots of things when we had Craft Alive in Ballarat, but you know, those up in Sydney or South Australia might not have come to that. So it's nice to see that it's reaching everyone. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit difficult because I'm trying to keep that out of the way, but I'll do my best. In here, okay, so we can pick another design or whatever we sort of feel like doing. I was thinking maybe you guys could tell me what design you'd like me to try, or what about a feathering? We can do a bit of feathering if you like. I haven't done that yet. I reckon feathering. What do you think? We'll do some feathering. So let's do it. So I'll just speed her up a little. And the first thing I'm going to do when I do any kind of feathering is to create the spines. Now, I can create it in any which way I like. Doesn't have to be exact or precise or any shape. It could be anything. Come up here, throw in another E, have it come across. I can then come out back here, make it go up here. Feathering's always nice. And then I can make it go across here. And it breaks up that area all again, doesn't it? Creates this smaller piece of quilting space. All right. So once I've got these in place, I'll just move my needle to the edge of the fabric. Sorry. I can then turn around and go, okay, well now I've got to figure out where I'm going to start. And I always like to start at the top of the feather and work my way down. So if I'm going to imagine this, I'm going to imagine that there's a feather here. And up again. There's lots of different ways to do a feather. But for this sort of thing, and I'm trying to keep them small, I think if I do this effect, it becomes a little bit thready, but it's quite fun. Alright, so then I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to do one downwards. Okay, you see, building it up there, and then coming back down smaller. Now, I can go back up, go over to this side, and then I can travel down here, and then go that way. And, you know, any line I can pretty much use as a place to start with my feathering. And because I'm doing it smallish, I won't be doing any big, massive areas of fill with feathers. I won't be filling them up all with feathers, but I will come in, and those little gaps in between the feathers, I'll be filling in with a micro stipple. So I'm just doing that right now, in a little area, and I'll show you that. Just move over. Okay, I'm going to move back over here so that I can go in here and do this one. All right, so I'm just going to go in here and then come up here. I might start here and give it this way. Hope you can see what I'm doing. So come out and around and then back down. Think of a teardrop. Out, like a loop, and then back down. And I come down the stem a little bit. It does help. If you don't, you sort of end up with that fern sort of look, fern leaf look. So up and down. I'm going to come up there and fill that up. And down, and I'm going to there. It's a little funny, little wonky one because we're right in the middle of a really sharp curve. And I'm coming in there, and in there, and again I'm getting a funny shape, so I need to come out and around, fill it up. A bit of a wonky one, that one, but that's alright. Going up here again, you can see a bit of a gap there, so I'm just going to come in from there and do a bit of micro stippling. And doesn't the machine sound like wood? It's like got a nice rhythm to it at the moment. So I'm just going to travel back up here on the other side of this. Yeah, just a daisy, bit of wobble. And I'm going to do one on the other side. Okay, so I'm just going to, this needs to roll up a little bit further. Pick it up off the thing. If I put it there though, you're not going to see it, are you? I'll try and do it from this angle. See if I can. Just pop that in there. And see if I can, where'd that go to? Get that up there and fold it up a little. I know that's a big ask, but I'm going to put it into a little bundle. See if that pin can hold onto it. All right, so can you all see what I'm doing? It's all visible for you. If you've got any questions, please feel free to ask. So top and down, and then down. and I'm holding on to it a little bit funny, not really the way I like to, but just because I've got it rolled up so tight, I can't really get my hand down there. But I'm not holding on it with a monkey grip, so it's still quite a light hold. So you can see I've got lots of gap between that and the painted flowers. I'm just going to go in there. I'm going to make a new row line so I can help to fill up some of this area. And the beauty of this is that if you get a bit thready in the stem, that center line, it doesn't really matter, because that's the desired look of the technique, is to get that, you know, really nice texture going. So let's go around here, and do a bit of stipple just to fill in that area. Between those little doodads, little feathers, and I'm just coming down and around, like to see, and up to there. I'll use that as my spine, and fill up that area. So I'm sort of stuck in the corner there, as you can see, but I'm going to travel around and get myself out. I wouldn't bother to cut off, and I'll just travel back around and maybe start a new feather around about here. The back of it's got caught. I can feel a bit of resistance. Heavy, so I'm just going to come across here and do one from this way and have that facing downwards. That one, and you can see I've got them going in all different directions, and that really creates like a real interest into what you're doing. It's different, and becomes very effective. And you can see I'm going to have a bit of gap between this and the next one. So you can see there's a bit of a gap there. So there's one or two things I can do. I can create another feather through here, or I can just stipple it. Oops, a daisy, that was a big one. And I'm just going to stipple it. Lots of little tiny movements. You can also cross hatch in these little things as well, but to be honest with you, I'd rather stipple it and know it's done, and done quickly. Alright, now I'm going off into a different area. Let's create my little feathering in there, and I can feel the pull on there. And I think it's got to do with that being in the way, yeah. I'll try from this angle, hold it down. Just going to go back here. I'll just fill in that with a bit of feathering, and then come up here and do this one. stem a fair way. Follow it all the way down and then back up again. Oops, I ran out of bobbin. Alright, I'll just I'll cut that little bit of thread off there that jumped on me, because that will annoy me. Although I'm not a perfectionist, that does annoy me. Okay, so I'll just refill the bobbin. Give me 2 seconds. Have you got any questions or anything? Are you going to sleep yet? There's only about 5 of you on, so nice small gathering. Janine's washing, I can see that. And I can see Stella. I don't know if anyone else is on. If you're on, just say g'day, so I don't feel like I'm sitting here talking to myself. I will upload these onto YouTube as well. I'm getting a bit tired. Hi Karen, how you going? Good to see you online. You been watching so far? Not sleeping. Is the place gonna be for sale? Is this place gonna... Oh, Peace, sorry, going to be for sale. Oh, I haven't thought about it. Quite happy to sell it, I suppose, at the end. I really haven't thought about it. It's a damn good question. Sue, I'm happy to think about it. I can, I'll finish it tomorrow. Would you be interested as just a piece and you can then make it into something yourself, or would you want me to finish it off into something? Yes, you watched it all. Okay, yep. Oh, our staunch followers. I thought you might have fallen asleep on me. I'll show you the feathering once I get this last little bit done. I've got that thread underneath there and I don't want it there. Sorry, I want this to go up here so I can bury it. Needle down and needle up. I'm just gonna, oh, that would be because I had it on, what's the name mode. Alright, we're off again, off and racing. So, yeah, look Sue, I never thought about it. Well, I probably could sell it because it's not, a class workshop piece or anything that I would need. It's a nice one. It's got lots of different designs in it so that you could use it as a reference, I suppose. But yeah, I hadn't really thought about it. See, I told you I don't think much. I think less than you realise. Alright, so I'm hoping you can still see what I'm doing. Still trying to, I should say, keep the feathers and everything smallish. I'm just going to do another lot of little feathers in there. Fill up the gap. I haven't seen Annie today online. I hope she's okay. And Gidget? Oh no, I saw Gidget earlier. There we go, and then we can go over here. And I'll just change it. I have someone special to gift it to. Oh, sewing while watching. Okay, Sue. Who might that be? Last road of this one. A couple more sections to do. Alright, well, Sue, I will have a good think about it tonight. I'm hoping that I can get the rest of this sewing done tomorrow. If you're wanting it just as a panel, like a hanging piece, I can do all that for you and sign it. Or if you're wanting it blank so that you can actually made into something, you can make it yourself, let me know. Funky looking feather. Alrighty. Oh, my adopted daughter in Tasmania. Oh, wow. So there's your feathering. You can see that. Look, I'll have a think about it tonight of how much I probably will sell it. I'm happy to. It's coming along really, really well. I've only got this section to do, so it's yeah, so it's going to come along really, really quickly now. I might you just need to tell me whether you want me to finish it off as a hanging piece or something that you can make into something, because the back of it's pretty raw. So even if you wanted to pan me, you can do that. I'm just going to do some stippling or circles in these. Oops, daisy, put the foot down. And a bit of thread going on there. Just cut that off, I think. No stress. Okay. Yes. Well, there you go. And she'll always be able to, because those videos will be on YouTube, she'll always be able to look back and see where it was made and who made it and all that jazz. That'd be, that's a cool idea, really, isn't it? Yep, absolutely, PM me. Great idea. I was going to suggest that. Okie doke. So, oops, I missed a little one up there. I'm just going to pretty much colour that in with thread, just to push it down. It's a very tiny one. Now I'm just thinking about the last two bits, because I think I might make this one bit and that another, but I might do the line here down. Yeah, and I might come down a bit and do the next line. Ready to go. Oops, daisy. A little bit thick. You know, you don't sort of, I know when I first started any kind of quilting, you don't sort of, when you first start, you don't really realise how much time goes into one of these, hey? And so, you know, it's not big, it's not massive, but there's so much work in it that you don't realise the hours it takes to do them. We've done quite a few hours today, haven't we? We've been busy sewing, doing it all together. You're watching me and I'm sitting here talking to myself. Well, not really. So I'm just doing the smaller bits because it sort of, don't know why, but I like to do those smaller bits. It just makes it feel less to do when I've done them, and then I only have the outer bit to do. I like that feeling of knowing that I've done all those little bits, you know. Stella's having a bit of a giggle. Alright, this one. So I haven't repeated a design yet until now, so this is the stipple again. I'm just filling in here. But what I might do is just up the ante, and instead of it just being one pattern, I might do a bit of a stipple and then some circles. Do you know what I mean? So I've just done a bit of a stipple there. So let's add some circles in and do, you know, a dozen or so of these. And then do some more stippling. So we've got two sort of similar shapes. One's bigger than the other. A larger and smaller one, and they complement each other. So I'm not really counting, I should be. Just do a couple more, and keep it in an odd shape. Don't sort of make it really neat edged or anything. You know, don't have all the circles ending in a row. Have to add another circle in like I just did, so that it doesn't look like they're all sort of ending in a straight line. And as far as the stipple's concerned, just sort of, you know, do a couple of inches of it and then start some circles. And those circles will help fill up those areas quicker than trying to fill it all up in that micro stipple, and you're creating an extra design, so you still haven't got the same design repeated twice. You know, you've got a combination of them, but not the exact same. So when I do the circles, I'll always go to the left one way, quarter of the way around again, to the right, and sometimes I go all the way around in, to the left. It depends on where I want to start the next circle. So heads up, you've got to repeat, like go over your steps, trace over your steps, and I tend to go one way and then the other. I don't always have them going in the same direction. Like I don't start them off in the same direction, and that just helps them not look like they're in a line, because you don't want them looking like regimented soldiers. Yeah, so it's the circle thing. gap down the bottom that I've got there. Created on my own, I did. Just checking and make sure no one's making comments and I'm ignoring you. Okay, so you can see, I don't know if you can or not, but I've got some stippling, then some circles. Stippling, circles, stippling, circles, stippling. And I'm going to come over here and encase these ones here with a bit of stippling. So I don't want the next set of circles to be touching the last set of circles. There's got to be a bit of stippling in between. So just fill those up. Make it out of a different shape rather than making it look like it's, you know, in a row. I need to go anywhere and travel to the other side. I literally do that by going over the same things and traveling in between just to get to the other side, if that makes sense. I'll do a bit of stippling. Again, I'm just encasing those circles or bubbles or pebbles or whatever you want to call them, and then I'm starting a new lot. going to cut off there, and I'm going to do this section here. You can see it does take a long time, but I think what I'll do is finish this bit off camera, and we'll come back tomorrow. It is 4 o'clock. So if you're happy for me to do that, I will see you tomorrow. I actually might do a little bit of a quick video on some specials. So bear with me and I'll see if I can... Oops, a daisy. Don't knock it over, Michelle. There we go. See if I can get this up. Unplug the charger. Whoop, got that caught. There we go. Oh my gosh. Let's get that thing away from me. There we are. Oh, I'm absolutely rugged up because it's freezing here today. So I'll quickly go over a couple of sales items that I have. So I've got these scissors. So you can see up there, there's packs of these scissors here. That's in there. I've got plenty of them actually. I thought I only had about 14, but I've got another, I think 10 or so in the drawer. They are normally 26 and I've got them on for 22. Also, I'm just going to turn this around. Turn around. There we go. I have these here. These are the dotties. They're all batiks. And I have a few different types there. And they're 18.75. They have numbers on them. And if you're interested in one of those, just let me know. 5 fat quarters for 18.75. That's those there as well. Nice bright colours. There's one of those ones. 3 of that type. So I also got 3 of these ones. The red blues. And then the pinks and those. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. So I've got plenty of those ones. Then I have batik fabric. I have 2.75 meters at $16 a meter, the orange. And then I have 1.2 meters of the hot pink, $16 a meter. And I have the lime at 2 meters at $16 a meter. And then I have blue, and there's probably around about, I think maybe about 3 or 4 meters of that at $16 a meter. So that's a few of the specials there. Also, I have the Dream Big panels. So I've got the burgundy, I've got the rainbow, and if you look at the other side, it's got the colours. And I've got this one here. I've got one of those, and that's the blue with the lemon centre. And then I've got the mauve. Then I have the orange one. So if I turn it over, you can see that's orange. So my iron's on. I'm just going to turn that off. And they're all normally $30 a panel, and I have just those ones that I've got in stock at the moment for $25 each. So you just have to tell me the colour. First in, first served. That's just fallen down. Of course it did. So I have those there. What else is there? That's the one I'm trying to upload the pattern, like the pattern and everything for onto YouTube. It's driving me nutty. These are the stamps I have. The large ones up here are like $15 for a stamp, and it's that resin sort of stuff, so they're not going to deteriorate. So they're all the 15. And then these ones, these border ones, and these smaller ones, these size, $10 each, which is really good. That's cheap. And so that's those, and I've got lots of different designs. I did put them up on my website, some photos of them. Also I have over here, here is the range of homespun. So I have the mauves and purples and hot pinks, lolly pinks, orange, and you've got the dotties and the plains next to each other, and they are all $10 a meter. All right, That's those. Then I have some batik pre-cuts and some jelly rolls, and the jelly rolls are only 35 each, but I've only got a few left here, so PM me and I might be able to send you some photos. I've got percale, it's slowly running out. I'm waiting for more to come in, and seems to be taking forever, and they're $9 a metre. And then I have backing, so the red one is 26 a metre, and these two tone on tones are 15 a metre. And if I come up close, you can see the pattern on them. When I try to do this on the other computer, it doesn't work. And that backing here, this one here, where is it? That one there's 25 a metre, normally 48. Then I also have things like pounce pads and rulers and stencils, more stamps. I've got what are they called, rulers up there, the for the long arm, or got that little fat and stubby one, so that's got the little, what do they call it, screwdriver. I've got the mesh fabric for doing handbags, things like that. There's the gloves there, got plenty of them in the drawer. I've also got the small circle set and the small oval set and the bigger perfect circles. And I've got more batiks, lots and lots. Okay, and these packs here are packs of 5 for only $15.50. Okay, and there's lots of different types in there, lots and lots and lots. Okay, then I have more down here, and I also have packs of 19. So these packs are 19 here, 19 fat quarters at $45, and there's a heap of them. I also have gem threads, and they are $8 a reel. And I've got the blacks and cream, and then I've got the ivory and the white down there, and they're the big reels. And the small reels are here. I've got lots of different lots of different colours, and they're all $5 a reel. They're all rayons, so they're all good for any kind of embroidery or stuff. These are the spider webbing, like mesh. Oh, it's not mesh, it's a what do they call it? Oh, I know, they do call it a mesh. It's almost like a rattan or rattan, whatever you want to call it. Resart threads, $8 a reel. Some artwork up there. I'll just come over here. Here's your paints. There's your Lumieres, metallics as well, acrylic paints. They're on special from 45 or 40, hang on, I think they were 45 down to 35, if I can remember correctly off the top of my head. And then you would need a fabric fixative to go with, just use it on fabric, otherwise you can just use it on canvas. Then I have, that's my room, just go over here. These are all Wonderful threads, and we have Accent, Mirage and Deco Bob, and that's all them there. Oh, they're beautiful, aren't they? And down at the bottom. And that there, come up here, is the Tiny Dancer. That's her. And there it is. And then I'll come around this way. That's my roof. Organised chaos. So I also have some adder quarters. So they're these fellas, and they've been marked from 16 down to 12. They're 6-inch adder quarters. So that little ridge there You put that along your line and you use the other side for cutting, and they're great for foundation piecing or template cutting. Really, really handy little tool. I use mine for all sorts of things. Then, yep, I was right, 46 or 45 down to 35. This is my grotty bench at the moment. That is your, there we are, scissor set from 26 down to 22, and there's a set of 5. There's Rosella, and also the set of A3 printer paper, the fabric paper. That's normally 45 down to 35. I've got a feeling that's right with that. I'll have a look. What have I put those paints at? Where are we? 46 down to 40. Sorry, I apologise. And I also have, there's my horse, which I love. That's another one. I also have, here we are, these. That's your macrame wall hanging set. Great stocking filler. That's the design that it is. It's leaves and branches. It comes with everything to do it, including the stick to hang. They're $25 normally, and I've got them on sale at $20. There are also some organzas and things like that up there that I have, little packs of. They're normally around about the $7 or $8, $9 a pack, and you get a variety of colours. There's some patterns and kits. Yeah, there's my knitting and crochet. That's one of the bag patterns I've got. There's the cockatoo. All goes well, we'll be doing that in June. That's quilt. What was that? The last AQC. And there's the panels. And yeah, so lots of bits and pieces here. I don't notice them anymore because I'm here so much I don't see them. Oh, look. Hello. What's your name? Okay, it's getting late. I'm getting tired. I'm playing puppets now. Look at that, it's called organised chaos. Look at that through there. You see the back of my room. There's crap everywhere. All right. Okay, so that's it for me for today. If there's any of the specials that you're interested in, just PM me. Happy to chat. Yes, my furry friends are inside. They're staying inside, the real ones. Yeah, they're alpacas. I'll show you. I'll turn it around again. Hang on. Let me see if it'll do it. Hang on. Where's that silly thing? There we go. Oh, they're up there on the wall. See? Look, look. Get a load of this one up here. And there's a foxy. Oh no, small things. I know. Oh dear. Things we do. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll be on. Get a good night's sleep, guys. I probably will be sewing for a long time yet. So I will talk to you soon. I've still got my gloves on. They keep my hands warm while I'm outside. I'll chat to you soon. And if you need anything, just message. You know, I'm always on. If I'm not on, I'm not far from being on. Talk to you soon, guys. Thanks for joining me. Bye.